Even though it's hot as fuck outside, and let's face it, you were probably going to remain indoors anyway, Sledgehammer Games is giving you another reason to never leave your virgin cave with the Operation Liberty Strike now live and more to discuss in the Call of Duty news of the week. A trailer was uploaded to the official Call of Duty YouTube channel for the event, which runs from yesterday, July 2nd until Tuesday, July 24th, when presumably the VCR and PC will finally be graced with the presence of DLC number 3, the United Front, for people that weren't yet woke to the idea of how shitty season passes are, like now that it's being discussed for Black Ops 4. The event also means the departure of the quartermaster that incels who have never had an interaction with an actual female before thirst over, and it's themed after Independence Day, which apparently people in the US don't understand why it's not celebrated around the world as if the movie of the same name actually happened, thus giving the rest of the world a reason to give a shit about it. There's tons of new beepity bops in order to play dress up with in an FPS game, including face makeup in the form of a country flag, which is cool until you realize that if you do Japan, you're just giving players a bullseye to shoot at, a better version of the chrome camo and RNG boxes if you don't feel like actually earning it legit, but would rather now throw money at the screen at the paid a chance to get, and yet another fucking trailer showing off Panic Melee. Anyways, in addition to the cosmetic nonsense, there's also there's only 3 new weapons with this update, as the ZK-383 SMG in the trailer was actually dropped in the patch last week if you prestige a cavalry division, parody video in the description in case you missed it, which has 2 fire rates, one to emulate your masturbatory sequence really fast for close quarter combat, and the other really slow for those mid-range battles, but let's be honest, the maps in this game are so small that you'll never need that other mode. I love how they tried to pass this off as a new gun even though they put out a hotfix on June 28th, which preceded this trailer by mentioning that they fixed the bug where you can unlock the rapid fire attachment for this weapon since it's not needed with the built-in select fire. Anyways, the other new weapons, which you won't have a chance at earning via contracts for a while since those revolvers from months ago still haven't had purchasable contracts for them without hitting the lever on the loot boxes, are the Delisle sniper rifle with a built-in suppressor and very fast ADS, which should be a quickscoper's wet dream when paired with the escalation basic training, the AVS-36 fully auto rifle that kills in 3 shots, yet has a much higher fire rate than the FG-42 and bigger magazine size of the M2 carbine with the fastest reload speed in the rifle category, so you already know that this is going to get a nerf soon. And for those that like to flail around wildly in a shooter game, the push dagger is yet another variation of a melee weapon to water down the actual weapon choices and supply drops. You have a chance of earning a gun that you'd actually want to use. There's also a new community challenge, which is to achieve 260 million total match wins. Wait a second, if for every match there's almost always a winner, why not just say complete 260 million total matches, considering that draws are more rare than Call of Duty YouTubers that don't primarily upload 25-minute long drawn-out Fortnite videos? Well, most people think the event will be rigged anyways, like the last 2, in order to earn not just 1 but 2 weapon variants this time, but it's too bad that the variants are of guns that everyone already has, like the M1911 pistol and the M1 Garand, instead of one of the new weapons, because why not keep the new shit locked behind a pay or chance wall, along with a new calling card emblem and weapon charm? Hold on a minute, the trailer has a helmet in the graphic, but the blog says an emblem. So much for proofreading this shit. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna get actually in that tier, so have fun letting other people earn it for you. There's also gonna be new temporary game modes like Wanderlust Mosh Pit, which I'm assuming is random game modes where everyone has the Wanderlust basic training by default, the return of One Shot, and what should have been in the game ever since the poll went 60-40 in its favor with Hardcore Ricochet, along with even Zombies players being able to earn a cool uniform that they use in multiplayer by running around in circles for hours on end that's just out of arm's reach. There's also a hotfix that came along with the event and the aforementioned one late last week, which basically fixed a lot of the weird bugs with the brand new Cavalry division, because of course Sledgehammer Games can't ever introduce new shit without it being somewhat broken, hence my prediction for the new weapons earlier. Other than minor bug fixes that most people won't notice, some map exploits were finally invisible-walled, and there's now a new AFK timer in Infected, so that this way, fuck trumpets that want to farm contracts to have to use macros or rubber bands on their sticks to make them feel even more like a douche canoe for doing so. Moving on to not the next Call of Duty with Black Ops 4, but Call of Duty 2019, aka Modern Warfare 4, which has been the rumored title. That isn't much of a surprise, considering that after some Call of Duty games took chances on new IPs, didn't work out so well, because most Call of Duty players actually want copy-paste every year, even though they complain about it, and considering that lots of developers left Infinity Ward after Modern Warfare 2 for Respawn have returned for working on their next game, it's obvious that Activision wants to play off nostalgia and are keeping it safe. A new job listing has shown up on Infinity Ward's website for a narrative scripter, which has several requirements, including character and level design, dialogue and vocal performance, and most importantly, a broad understanding of both multiplayer and single-player game design, which points to the next Infinity Ward game potentially having a single-player campaign again, after this year's Black Ops 4 eschewing the single-player mode in order to chase trends with Battle Royale that left gamers rightly furious. Lastly, in Black Ops 3 news, but that might point to something that will happen in Black Ops 4, there are yet new ways that Activision, spelt with a $, can monetize off people's desires to make their character look awesome awesome, even though it's an FPS and you never actually get to see them unless it's in the dog and pony show at the end of the match. You can now purchase the outfits directly for 600 COD points, or you could purchase a contract to earn the outfit by completing a challenge for 300 COD points, instead of having to rely on getting lucky with an RNG box. While it might seem like a step in the right direction, this is still free-to-play tactics in a full-price $60 game, which is bullshit! I laugh when people spend 20 bucks on a Fortnite skin, because that's not something I'd ever do and feel it's really overpriced for what it is, but at least Fortnite is a free-to-play game versus buying a skin for 6 bucks in a $60 game. What should happen is that instead of COD points, you should be able to directly purchase individual outfits or any other thing that can be found in a fucking RNG box with crypto keys directly, or purchase contracts to earn them with less crypto keys, the in-game currency which can be earned through playing the game. This purchase with COD points model might be a new way of trying to milk the franchise for all it's worth, and I'm assuming they will carry over this new monetization scheme into the next game, Black Ops 4, but it needs to be in-game currency, not real-life currency in a full-priced offering. What do you guys think? I've been the Schwantz27, off like LeBron to LA. Until next time.